Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special IWC pre-show action at a Call Arms weekend. Shulo from the DTU promotion in Mexico, only 18 years of age, but already 4 years experience under his belt, making his IWC debut in this very special celebration of past, present, and future. Almost a cult following throughout the international wrestling cartel. Started as one of the hired thugs of the Gambino family, but has since evolved. And with the dismantling and the disintegration of that faction of Gambinos, Chess Flexor finds himself on his own, trying to make his way here in IWC. And a stiff test for him, an internationally traveled athlete here early on. Lowrider happy to be here as the bell sounds and this match gets underway. The prelude to the prelude. You hear the chant of Super Crazy, or a chant similar to Super Crazy in Lucha Libre. Certainly the brother of Super Crazy has had a big-time influence on this young 18-year-old in Mexico. A student in the CMLL dojo right now. It's one of the top wrestling organizations down south of the border. And he's a true student of the game, despite being very, very young still. Going pro, as I mentioned, alluded to a moment ago, at the age of 14. Lowrider was a professional wrestler, so still, even at just 18, which is the minimum age here in the United States, he still has a ton of experience under his belt. Surfboard there, Flexor able to shift the weight. Keep in mind, this weekend, it's a changing of the guard. It's a new era for IWC, the final broadcast with Norm Connors as promoter. Before this weekend is done, we're going to see who the new owner of the company is. We're going to see the new champion of this company, as if we have a new champion. The face of IWC in 2010 will be determined between Shiima, Xion, and Jimmy DeMarco. Not to mention the tag titles and Super Indy Championship as well. Lowrider has Chess Flexor tied up early on. Flexor may not be a lot to look at, but he's a very tough individual and has spent a lot of time around IWC events, scouting talent, watching the matches, taking notes. Lowrider now with a step over toe hold on Flexor as the legs trapped, punishing Flexor. And you see when you hit the small of the back like that, between the shoulder blades, instinctively, curb stomp, instinctively you want to reach back to protect your back. When Flexor does that, that's when Lowrider cinches back with the curb stomp. Lowrider wise beyond his ears. We mentioned the brother of Super Crazy. Very instrumental in his success. Knuckle lock center of the ring. And now the brother of Super Crazy, I believe his name is Taz El Ferros, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, and I apologize for that, but he has also served as a teacher and mentor to Shiima Xion, the current heavyweight champion mentioned a moment ago, in his appearances in Mexico for the DTU promotion. So Shiima Xion knows how skilled this athlete is. Cover. May one day see Shiima defend the heavyweight championship against Lowrider. Stupid leg like Flexor. And Lowrider returns the favor. Lateral press. Bobby Williams, the official, finds one. Good to see him back into the ring. And you see the agility of Lowrider, very quick on his feet. And now Flexor begins to unload. Ryder sticks to his game plan here. The Lucha Libre high flying off the ropes with the arm drag. Great use of leverage by Lowrider, who may in fact be the smaller man in this contest. And great leaping Hurricane Rana. Very nicely done. And Flexor is dazed and up to a knee, now to his feet. Drop kick sends Flexor through. Those Flexor's dazed right now. May not be too sure where he is. And this is going to help matters. Hilo, no. Flexor sidesteps. Very unceremonious introduction by chest Flexor towards Lowrider. As we kick off a Call to Arms 2009.
5 minutes.
Night 1, Prelude. And of course, tomorrow night we'll go full circle. We invite you to check that out as well. But right now, one of these men may not make it to full circle, as Flexor begins to punish Lowrider now and mount the advantage off of Lowrider, missing the helo to the outside. Flexor slowing the pace down. Very smart, very advantageous to chest Flexor. Flexor wants to keep a deliberate pace, keep this matchup on the mat. That's Flexor's best advantage here, his best edge. Nicely done there, a near fall situation. Flexor told me to be on the lookout for a maneuver he refers to as flexecution. Not sure if that was it. It very well may have been. But Lowrider able to recoup. Hard shots. Watch Ryder here spraying in with a drop kick with pinpoint precision. And Flexor down once more. Continuing to punish Flexor, turning the tides, showing he can certainly match Flexor strike for strike as well. It's not all aerial attack. They drop kick into the corner by Lowrider. That was a DTU chant for a moment there. Of course, DTU spelled out in Spanish. Logan got a lot of great promotional pride, home country pride, but certainly very happy to be here at IWC as well. Great elevated drop kick. Crowd once again coming alive for Lucha Libre and Lowrider. Roll to people kick as well. Flexor's dazed, but back to the vertical base. Tried to catch Ryder with his back to the action. Precarious position here, and Flexor drops down. Electric chair, sit-out maneuver, gets a 2 count. Near fall situation. And Lowrider now back to the striking game. Double underhook. Now, Flexor's down. And now what? Lowrider. Happy to be in Pittsburgh. Look out. Beautiful hang time on the leg drop by Lowrider. The cover and 3. I believe that was the Pedrito driver right before the springboard leg backdrop, Lowrider makes a big impression in his IWC debut. Could Lowrider be a big-time influence on IWC into the new era, into a post-norm world? We will find out. Well, Lowrider, maybe a bit of a cholo, which is basically Spanish for a street thug type individual, but he has respect for this business, respect for those in it. He respects Flexor, and a great showing between two great athletes. Flexor is a damn popular athlete, but Lowrider won these fans over in just
40 presses record, DJ hits play, and then we have one hell of a show opener for you. Here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
We are officially underway with the end of an era, a call to arms. To cap off the 16-year professional wrestling career of promoter Norm Connors in style with a weekend-long celebration. Kicking it all off officially, Ricky Reyes, the Cuban Crippler, Havana Pitbull, former IWC champion, making his return after an extended stay in Puerto Rico for Carlos Colon's WWC wrestling promotion. Reyes has matched one-on-one with a man that he has quite the history with over the past couple of years. A man he's respected and a man he's detested. And one of the most decorated athletes in IWC's history. John McChesney has won the Super Indy Championship more times than anybody. 4 reigns. One of the men most synonymous with Super Indy, but also a man who is always Ricky Reyes' stumbling block, always his roadblock on the way to the IWC Championship. Both men had hard-hitting, action-packed, high-octane battles with one another over the past couple of years, and are ready to lock horns one final time here this weekend. Well, the calm before the storm of this contest here. McChesney Reyes, a little bit of a new look for John McChesney, but the same work ethic, the same dedication, and the same attitude. We are officially underway of a night that is 16 years in the making, a weekend 16 years in the making. All the impact Norm Connors has had, the differences he's made, locally, regionally, nationally. So much he's done, the talent he has dealt with, the talent he has helped mold to the next level. All of that comes indeed full circle this weekend as the best of IWC's history, and a little dash of Steel City Wrestling as well, Norm's prior venture, will be explored over the next 27 or so hours. McChesney starts off with a side headlock. And so many of these matches, not only do they majorly impact IWC's future, the new IWC, going into the kickoff in 2010, but also so much of this has roots in the past as well. And if you keep in mind how John McChesney really made his way in IWC and how he hit that proverbial next level I spoke of a moment ago, you got to go back to his rivalry with Low Key over a number of years here in IWC. McChesney, the first man in the history of the company to stand up to Low Key chop for chop. Arm drag takeover by John McChesney. And certainly low-key's presence around independent wrestling has missed right now, but Ricky Reyes is right on that same level and has had equal, if not better, encounters with John McChesney over the years. This is a bit of a throwback to how John McChesney reached his own personal coming of age, but also arguably Ricky Reyes' toughest rival in his time here in the organization. Keep in mind, Reyes was heavyweight champion for about 8 months. A storied list of athletes that tapped out to Reyes when he locked in the Dragon Sleeper and the Body Scissors. You want to look at guys like Low Key, the notorious 187 Homicide, Brent Albright, Shirley Doe, and a number of others. Reyes conquered them all and did not hold anything back and showed no remorse. And in recent times, Reyes, his attitude has been even more tumultuous than we remember it. He's had blow-ups at management. He's had blow-ups at his friends. But Reyes is more of a fine-tuned competitor than he's ever been before, based on his time spent in the World Wrestling Council, WWC for short, down in Puerto Rico, of course run by the legendary Carlos Colon, as Reyes gets a 2 count. Reyes was a 2-time junior heavyweight champion in WWC. We saw him defend that championship earlier this year at Super Indy 8 against Davey Richards. And the competitive field was not any easier for the Cuban crippler down south of the border. Double underhook with the overhead suplex, cover 2 endo. Reyes with the knee between the shoulder blades and now digging into the face. Not sure if he had a handful of nose or mouth or maybe a little bit of both. There's the relentlessness, the mean streak in Reyes. The killer instinct that's not been created, but indeed heightened since his last regular stop here in the International Wrestling Cartel. And Reyes punishing McChesney right now. And keep in mind, whenever Reyes looks at McChesney, he sees the IWC Championship. Reyes was screwed out of it a couple of years ago. It wasn't McChesney's fault, but McChesney was always the constant there, near the top of the contendership rankings, to compete with Reyes for one of those precious title opportunities. And of course, no title match is more precious than Shiima, Xion, and Jimmy DeMarco that we'll see tomorrow night. But right now, Reyes drops McChesney right on top of the head and creates some distance between both athletes. We have a cover 2 endo. Reyes so methodical, has such tunnel vision. But mind you, the resilience of John McChesney and what he has overcome. McChesney has been through a number of heartbreakers this year as well. Injured, forced to relinquish his spot in Super Indy 8.
5 minutes on by 5 minutes.
Attacked by a damn gang in his IWC title match this past summer. Just as McChesney mounted the offensive, Reyes with a high angle back suplex. McChesney dropped on the back of his neck in a near fall situation. Reyes presses that advantage. And now beginning to taunt the Fabulous One a little bit. Oh. Well, I wouldn't fashion McChesney as a pretty boy. He's as tough as anybody in this company, past or present. You can look through Norm's 16 years. I dare you to find somebody more resilient than John McChesney. And Reyes knows that. Reyes knows it better than almost anybody. And Reyes figure fours the legs while stretching the shoulders, stretching the deltoid of John McChesney. And McChesney doing a lot of damage to each of John McChesney's appendages is Ricky Reyes. Reyes is a submission mat master, has trained overseas, has studied under Antonio Inoki. Reyes knows the ins and outs of submission wrestling. Not to mention riding the roads with the likes of Loki. And Reyes, still with that surly attitude we saw slowly form over a number of months when that IWC title continued to elude him. And Reyes went for a high risk, but was a step ahead of McChesney. But John McChesney regrouped with a jawbreaker. The fabulous one now, some distance, is able to strike, is able to hit and run. And a huge clothesline takes Reyes down. Back body drop, nicely done. And McChesney jumping with a back elbow. The lateral press, hooking the leg, 2.5. And a near fall situation, but keep in mind what's on the line this weekend. Everyone is not just searching for a position and a spot in the contendership ranking, but there is a new owner. There is a new hierarchy. No one here knows who it is. No one here knows who they have to impress and what they think to begin with coming in. Everyone's job is at stake. Everyone's spot is in jeopardy because we don't know the new owner's agenda. Everyone is going to be looking to steal the show. There will be no slouches. There will be no pushovers. But we almost had a count of 3. But McChesney again, with that inner fire, able to kick out. A victory this weekend could set you for a very prosperous and advantageous 2010. A loss here could write you out of that year completely. And that is not exaggeration. The fabric of this company is changing before our eyes, and both these men want to be a part of it, but nobody home on the missile drop kick. And it's Ricky Reyes now, twisting with the neck breaker out of the chancery. The lateral press for 2.5. And Reyes still feels that an IWC championship is owed to him. And he may not be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. He has a legitimate gripe, but the only way to do it is to earn it on paper. And Reyes, that frustration that's been building up over the past 2.5 years is once again coming to the surface. There could be a mistake here. Inside cradle, the cradle for a near fall. McChesney, very opportunistic, but very intelligent. And Reyes, maybe ready to extinguish John McChesney's IWC career here. Escape with a powerbomb, no. The super kick, the cover here, has no, and notice, McChesney had to roll Reyes' body away from the ropes, and onto Reyes' shoulders. That split second or 2 may have been what cost McChesney a 3 count in that exchange. McChesney with right hands now. Normally you would say a brawl would favor Ricky Reyes, but with McChesney's reputation, that may be a wash. McChesney up top. Reyes fights free, or at least attempts to. McChesney's off balance now. Could have hit that hard floor, but caught himself. A jumping back kick connects right to the spine by John McChesney. May not have gotten the height he wanted, but still got a lot of damage. Hurricane Rana. The kick connects a second time. John McChesney has the 3 count and the victory.
Here is your winner, fabulous John McChesney.
John McChesney is victorious here tonight over the Havana Pitbull, the Cuban Crippler, Ricky Reyes, and John McChesney sets himself up for a very potentially prosperous 2010. Whoever new IWC Manson is, I hope you're looking at that man, at that faith, at that determination, as John McChesney is poised to be a major part of a new era in the international wrestling cartel. live. Joe Dombrowski here at ringside. And it seems I changed broadcast partners more than I changed my pants these days, which might not be a bad thing. I'm joined now by classic Ken Cole. Mr. Cole, welcome to the International Wrestling Cartel.
That's right, Joe. Finally, Classic Ken has come to IWC Wrestling. And what a night to show up, huh?
Well, you can be part of the changing of the guard, the start of a new era here this weekend. It's a party all weekend long.
Looking forward to it, Joe.
Looking forward to seeing Johnny Gargano as well. Look out. Gargano, Jimmy Jacobs. Gargano trying to hide the chair. Not very smoothly done.
A new referee, I see. I haven't seen him around.
I believe that's Timmy Richards. We also see, well, look at this.
Is it Wild Ford to turn his back on Johnny with a chair?
I think Jacobs is goading him. He's there. There you go. You said it yourself, Ken. Jacobs doesn't fear anything. He's been through some of the most, no pun intended, barbaric matches in this sport. And Johnny Gargano, is he going to do it? No.
I think he was afraid to hit him with a chair.
He wants no part of Jimmy Jacobs. Gargano, well, Jacobs has been, much like a Delirious, a master of psychology and mind games over the years. He's learned English, I guess. There's no more hussing, but that's another story. And Gargano, keep in mind how he slipped in the back door and won the Super Indy Championship a little over a year ago with a cheap shot on Super Hentai. And never lost the championship, forfeited it due to injury, but was defeated by Hentai upon Gargano's return. But still, Gargano claims he is the rightful Super Indy champion, even though the record book state otherwise.
Well, he does have a claim to the title, Joe. He does.
I don't know. If you don't defend the championship within the mandatory 90-day recommended championship defense period, and management does not offer you a reprieve for circumstances beyond their control, you are not eligible to hold that championship any longer.
And since he's returned, how many title shots has he had? Not many.
At least one, and that's enough. Johnny Gargano in control of Jimmy Jacobs early on.
Jimmy right back to his feet there.
Well, keep in mind what we talked about. Jimmy Jacobs made a name for himself well with Alex Shelley in IWC in 2003. A lot of industry insiders compare Johnny Gargano to a young Alex Shelley. Even speaking earlier today with Jacobs, Jacobs made the comparison himself. So certainly this has major impact in the future of the company, but still a little bit of throwback to the past. And Jacobs has not been a regular in IWC since, I believe, the end of 2004. So he would love to get back into active competition here, and he would love to impress the new owner. Ken, do you have any hot news on who the new owner might be?
I haven't heard. Not a word. They're close-lipped about that backstage.
Jacobs fires up with a clothesline. A lot of and speculation running throughout the locker room area. The atmosphere in the back is more tense and at a more fever pitch than it may have ever been in the past, because everybody knows the stakes. Everybody knows how this has been building for so long, and they know that after this event tomorrow night, could be a giant question mark. No one knows the future. We know there'll be an IWC, and we know it's going to continue to prosper. We don't know under whose direction and who will be a part of it.
Well, I hope I'm a part of the new IWC, Joe.
Well, I hope I am too, and that's all we can say right now. Except for Gargano, the southpaw, now in control on Jimmy Jacobs. But we've talked about over the years, Jacobs, much like a John McChesney, much like a Delirious, very strong pain threshold. You're not going to hurt the guy a lot hitting him in the head, because he's been through so much. And check this out. A sideline head scissors sends Gargano for a loop and takes him down.
But one of Jimmy's downfalls, Joe, he cares what the crowd thinks. If he wouldn't worry about that crowd, there's no touching Jimmy if you don't worry about the crowd.
I think it's just as much the crowd cares about Jimmy Jacobs. Jimmy, anybody that's followed his career outside of Pittsburgh, knows he hasn't done very much to endear himself to the public, but these fans still fondly remember him from so long ago. And Jimmy Jacobs going to give him an option, deposits Gargano to the outside, obnoxious hair scrunchie and all.
Can we see a dive here?
Well, Gargano, a step ahead, springs in with a spear, and that knocked all the wind out of Jacobs. Jacobs' own momentum was his downfall in that exchange.
See, that's what I was talking about, Joe. He was worried about which side to dive out on and which side to throw him out on instead of keeping on the man.
That gave Gargano a moment to think ahead and regroup and shake the cobweb. And now Gargano just nonchalantly kicking away at Jimmy Jacobs. And there you see the attitude and the ego of Johnny Gargano. A young kid that's had a lot of success, and as a result, he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder.
What a gut buster there.
Nicely done. And there you see Gargano very tactical, focusing on that same part of the body that he hit with that spear, the rib cage, that intercostal cartilage, all the wind that's been knocked out of Jacobs. All that wind that's been knocked out of Jacobs is going to stay out. Jacobs not going to be able to get any breath back in that system if Gargano keeps punishing him. Gargano swinging around and trapping Jacobs now in a modified abdominal stretch. Again, that stretched away on that intercostal cartilage between the ribs. Didn't have it fully applied, didn't have the toe hook behind the heel of Jacobs, and that allowed Jacobs a chance to escape. And Gargano continues
Clothesline from behind
to stay a step ahead of Jimmy Jacobs. There you see Jacobs try to mount the offensive, but Gargano has it very well scouted.
Gargano very well has watched some tapes on Jimmy Jacobs.
Well, get a guy that's so similar to Alex Shelley. Shelley and Jacobs made each other famous with their blockbuster matches years ago. So I'm sure Gargano, in scouting Alex Shelley and studying him, has also studied Jimmy Jacobs.
Gargano mocking Jimmy with the fans there.
Gargano, again, the southpaw unloading. Closed fist is illegal if you're
Just
keeping
putting a
score.
bad mouth on him now. I love it.
Oh, absolutely. Now it's Gargano's turn to get to Jacobs' head. You're absolutely right. Just measured him. Buried the point of the elbow between the shoulder blades. But Jacobs, back to a
Jacobs
vertical
was
base.
feeding off of it.
Attempting to at least. Oh, wait a second.
I didn't know Jimmy was Samoan.
A number of years ago, I would have screamed out that Jimmy's hussing up. That may be a bygone era, but either way, a second burst of adrenaline from the one-time barbaric berserker. And Jacobs, went for perhaps a Brody-esque goozle of the throat, but Gargano able to counter. Look out. Oh, Jacobs caught him that time. Look at this.
Choke slam.
Even without the power of the furry boots, he almost got three.
If he'd hooked the leg there, Joe, he might have had him.
Very well made. And Jacobs, again, starting to feel it. I think Jimmy's feeling a little bit nostalgic here.
How's he doing, Josie? He's not shitting the bed, is he?
Excuse me, we're on the air.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Norm Connor's letting it all hang out here on the fucking weekend.
You're not shitting the bed, though, are you?
No.
Okay, good. Keep it up.
I'm good. I told you I'm good.
Well, at least that's one person's opinion. Jimmy Jacobs, the elbow, into the heart, 2-0. We'd also like to thank Norm for 16 years of crashing the broadcast position, saying things sometimes appropriate, sometimes not.
It's his last couple nights. Give him a break.
I think he started celebrating a little early. But Jimmy Jacobs going for the contra code. The up, down, BA, select start, whatever the gimmick is. Gargano misses the charge. The super kick. And Jacobs meets Gargano with a spear. The cover, the 2.5.
Well, what a match, huh, Joe?
Oh, fantastic contest. Again, it shows you the stakes here, that everybody's laying it all on the line to impress and build momentum into the kickoff into 2010.
Jimmy may be going for his patented senton.
He very well may be. Also used a double stomp in his time, I believe. We'll see what we got. Senton. No, but the knees. The knees are up. And Gargano hurt himself with that impact, but it could be time for uniquely you, that full Nelson facebuster.
Jimmy cut him off.
That's right, Jacobs counters that.
Throwing the back elbows to him.
And Gargano again a step ahead, keeping up with the former barbaric berserker. Look out, like a lawn dart. Just shot Jacobs into the second turnbuckle.
Uniquely yours.
Uniquely you. Hook of the leg. Gargano gets the win.
The winner of this bout, Johnny Gargano.
The one-time Super Indy champion, one-time tag champion, gets a his early 20s may have a bright, bright future destined ahead. Johnny Gargano back on the winning ways into 2010. Another man, new management has to be looking at, but you got to give it up for Jimmy Jacobs, 6.5 years under IWC as one of the most popular athletes. But Johnny Gargano may indeed be the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team attraction set for one fall, and this bout there will be no disqualification. Introducing to you first team number one, at a total combined weight of 436 pounds, the team of Sammy Callahan and John Moxley. They are the Switchblade Conspiracy.
One of the most devious and diabolical tandems you'll ever see, spearheaded by one of the most despicable, Sammy Callahan. And these men, this may be a very uncomfortable match. These men have spent months targeting not only Delirious, but Daizee Haze.
And their opponents, introducing to you first, from the age of sanity, she is Haze.
And we're not going to waste any time. Daizee with the distraction. Delirious with the assault. Bell sounds. Bell's about to sound, I should say. And we're going to be underway officially with what is officially a a mixed tag team matchup, intergender rules, but may play more like a handicap match if Delirious has anything to say about it. Keep in mind this all started and really escalated in a mixed tag match at the start of the year where Sammy Callahan dropped Daizee on the back of her head to get the pinfall. After that, Sammy defeated Delirious to take a spot in Super Indy 8. And then Sammy became obsessed and consumed with the flower child Daizee Haze and began stalking her throughout her home and training school. That led to a tag team matchup where it was assumed Sammy would pick a female partner, but he picked this gigantic, disturbed individual, John Moxley, his regular tag team partner in the East Coast. And Delirious, against better judgment, signed on to this matchup. Delirious cares a lot about Daizee Haze as more than just an interpreter. You know he doesn't want her in harm's way, but he really had no choice to sign this match.
You know, Joe, this might be the only way they can beat these guys. Divide and conquer. The sneak attack may work. Once Delirious can just work on one man, I think they're okay.
That may very well be the case.
Doomsday device?
Look at this. Oh, come on, Sammy Callahan tripping a woman, and she may have torn a hamstring. And Moxley with a double handful of tassel.
As for the Switchblade, they don't care, woman or child. They're going to kill you. They're going to take you out. I think these guys can do some things.
Look at the disgusting look on the face of Sammy Callahan, stalking Daizee Haze.
Oh, they got her now.
And, oh no. Like a proverbial pinball. What does Sammy hope to gain from this? He's going to assault a woman, and Delirious, Daizee uses a distraction, and the conspiracy again takes control. Keep in mind, Cam, there's no disqualification here. No matter how despicable and immoral this gets, there's nothing referee Drew Taylor can do about this. And Daisy's just on the run now, and you can't blame her. And look out, they're coming this way.
They may use you as a weapon, Joe.
They may. That would be legal. We couldn't do anything about that. Cover in the ring, Moxley on Delirious. And just keep in mind how Delirious' state of mind has been in. It's fragile to begin with as the hot pursuit continues. But
that may be a game plan here, Joe.
Yeah, to take the thing that Delirious cherishes the most and assault it like this, stalk it like this. This is the one time where Delirious' mind games may have been trumped by the opposition.
But if Daizee can keep away from him, maybe Delirious can fight off Moxley one-on-one in the ring. Daisy's just going to be able to be quick on her feet.
Which she certainly can do, but keep in mind, pound for pound, Daizee may be the toughest athlete we've ever had here. She can hold her own. But that's not what Delirious wants.
And the race is still on.
Sammy just threw a trash can at Daizee Haze. What a vile human being. And she just kicked it back at him. I love it. There's some karma. And there's a hell of a lot more karma coming his way. Ow! And the can hits Sami Callihan on top of the head. In the ring, Moxley has Delirious trapped. Delirious see it now on a half Boston Crab. Great job by Tony F at Digital Horizons, DHvideos.com.
Daizee just ran past us.
For catching this action here. Oh, Sammy's got a chair. No, we got to stand off at ringside again. This is reprehensible by Sami Callihan. And, throwing a chair at her.
But Delirious taking control in the ring there.
Delirious is going high risk. Moxley able to shorten the distance momentarily. Daizee just elbowed her way free of Sami. It's Delirious with a senton in the ring. This is crazy and chaotic, and we're just getting started this weekend.
Daizee just took Sami down as he was going under the ring over there.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Delirious with a sledge to the outside, and there's no protection.
Sami got her.
No. Come on, Sami.
And there's a chair in the ring, Joe.
No. We've seen Sami attempt to waylay Daizee with a chair in the past, missing by just inches.
Those shots are having no effect on Sami.
No. I mean, Daizee's tough, but she's outweighed by about 75 pounds here, maybe a little more?
Maybe a little more, yeah. She's trying to fight him off.
No, she'll never back down from a fight, Ken. She will fight until her dying breath. But no, come on, stop this. Delirious, thank God for Delirious.
But Moxley right behind him.
Oh no. Oh. And now the trap has been set. Look at that.
What happened?
Daizee using her
5 minutes
speed.
on by 5 minutes.
And Sami and Moxley collide. And look at no remorse from Sami Callihan. He doesn't care about anybody, not even his partner.
He still has his eyes set on Daizee, though.
Oh, no. A year in the making here. Look out. You can hear that impact. Oh, come on.
The back of her head hit that turnbuckle. Did you see that, Joe?
That's whiplash right there. That's absolutely uncalled for. What does he hope to gain from this? This won't help his career. Certainly won't help his... Look at that! Delirious with mist. Daizee to the driver. Daizee pinning Sami Callihan. I love it.
John Moxley just a second too late there.
And there is a year's worth of revenge. Sami Callihan has made Delirious and Daizee Haze miserable for 12 months now. But finally, some closure. Finally, Sami Callihan is out of their lives. And the Switchblade conspiracy, we don't need Jesse Ventura to figure out this conspiracy. Delirious and Daizee have solved it. They've debunked it, and they've emerged victorious. A great feel-good moment here as Daizee avoids new disaster and Delirious gets the victory. But now, in 24 hours, what's going to happen to the man from the edge of sanity? Meets current World Heavyweight Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
I'm looking forward to that one, Joe. I really am.
It's coming up when we go full circle. Delirious and AJ Styles coming up as the Cold Arms continues at night 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, hailing from the Las Vegas Super. He weighs in at 235 pounds. And the 3-time IWC champion is
Jimmy Vegas has long been associated, Ken, as one of the major preeminent stars of IWC's past. But it seems Vegas right now is also determined to be one of the major stars of IWC's future.
Yeah, Joe, he was around. Back in the day, he was the man to beat. Then he disappeared for a while. I guess with the new ownership, he heard he wants to come back, make a name for himself. And who better than to make a name for yourself against but a former rival in the Sandman?
That's right, as the ominous chords of Metallica start to echo throughout the Courtime Sports Center here in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. We're about to be joined by a man with longevity second to none, a hardcore icon, a 5-time ECW World Champion, and a man despite breaking his body in half in every promotion and about every continent on this planet, is somehow still going strong.
And the crowd still loves him.
And he's still winning championships, the former IWC champion last year, if you can believe that.
I believe it. I was here. First episode is one bad thing about him, Joe. A long entrance.
Our spotlight zones in on the hardcore icon as he makes his way through this crowd at the four-time Sports Center. The Sandman is ready for a fight. The Sandman is ready for a war here this evening against an old-time rival.
I think the spotlight is blinding him.
That may not be the only thing. Sandman decided to take the scenic route to the entrance curtain. There is only one Sandman, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank God. He's missing something, Joe.
I don't know if he's missing it so much as that it's already been made one with him. I'm not sure. He may have started celebrating a little early as well. Business. Very few men are as synonymous that have gone on to international acclaim as the Sandman. But I'll tell you what, Sandman has a long history with Norm Connors. Some positive, a little bit not so positive, and look out.
Now, Joe, this isn't a no DQ match, right?
I think you could throw the rule book out the window whenever Sandman's in it. If you were the official, would you want to tell Sandman that?
No.
Absolutely not.
Complaining about the ring, Joe.
Maybe one of the not-so-stellar moments in their relationship, but that's okay. Sandman always speaks his mind. I think his therapist tells him to. That's all right.
Now, Jimmy, being the smart man he is, he's not going to get in that ring until that cane is put down.
Oh, absolutely. Keep in mind, Jimmy Vegas has beaten the Sandman before. He's beaten Raven. He's beaten Tommy Dreamer. He's withstood a multitude of Jerry the King Lawler pile drivers. Vegas is one of the toughest guys in company history as well. Multiple-time heavyweight champion.
Apparently a travel problem?
At least it's not Delta, but that's another story. Well, there you go. Sandman is still in his usual form.
He handed the cane over. I'm shocked.
Well, the cane never travels far from the Sandman. Debauchery.
It's been about 6 years of this. None of that midnight beating each other up. What's this? Lay down. Where'd you get that word from, Raven?
Tremendous. Bell sounds and we are underway with Sandman and Jimmy Vegas one-on-one. Certainly a rivalry, Ken, that was very instrumental at the top of IWC cards for much of 2002 in that era.
Sandman's actually wrestling. I'm shocked. Not the usual brawling here.
I haven't seen it very often. When I do, I question my sanity, but it's happening right now. And Sandman can wrestle. That's not an insult. Sandman is a very skilled wrestler. He's been in WWE, WCW, ECW, toured all over the world, and certainly you can't get that far just with a six-pack and a Singapore cane. He's a very accomplished wrestler. But he doesn't exactly choose to show us that.
Single leg takedown by the Sandman there.
And a nice grapevine as well. And you talk about the relationship with the Sandman and Norm Connors. Sandman, one of the few, if not maybe the only person to name drop Norm's name on international television on Sci-Fi a few years ago. So certainly they have a very close relationship. Vegas goes to the eyes. Vegas may be nursing some sort of arm injury here. He has the elbow heavily taped and bandaged. He hasn't been showing much mobility out of it thus far in this contest, and certainly damage now to the left knee is not going to help him and do him any favors, but something to look out for as this match progresses. And Vegas is trying to ground the Sandman now. The Sandman's not mobile. He can't brawl, he can't go to the cane, and that takes him out of his comfort zone.
But if you're not 100%, you should not be in the ring with a Sandman. As crazy as he is.
Oh, that's true, absolutely. But we may be seeing a little bit of that ego, that swagger that we see from Vegas so many times. As mind you, as we mentioned, he has beaten the Sandman before.
Of course, he could be sucked at revenge.
He could be.
Sandman's not the sharpest knife in the drawer there.
Not at all.
He's not even the second sharpest knife.
He's one of the most durable, though.
Alcohol does that to a person.
Well, touche. Vegas. Snapmare with a chin lock. Cinching back. And depending on how many of the Sandman's had, it may or may not be difficult for the lights to go out here. I'm not sure.
He was drinking vodka. He just said it.
Well, so the Sandman knows he has to escape this chin lock very quickly, or at least turn to the side to alleviate the pressure, and what looks to be turn this into a potential hammer lock, which he has done very well and very expertly. And Sandman has his own body weight positioned adversely to where Vegas's arm usually hangs. He's pulling up, he's pulling forward with the hammer lock. He's in more leverage and more torque. Very, again, smart ground move by the Sandman. Yes, I said that.
I can't believe we're saying that.
Now stretching the shoulders while trying to trap the shoulders, cradles him for two.
Wow. Jimmy quickly to his feet, though, with a kick.
Now Vegas on top only gets one. And I think Vegas distracting our official by using photographer Howard Kernatz as a red herring. But whatever works.
Close to the ropes there.
Many luminaries and dignitaries on hand here tonight. I understand wrestling superstar Virgil's in attendance this evening, watching the festivities.
Yeah, maybe we can get him more commentary later.
Oh, that'd be a time, let me tell you. Vegas continues to choke away on Sandman and asking the Sandman to get up. And that may not be very wise. And there we see why. Anytime you let the Sandman get to his feet is a potential recipe for disaster. Elbow connects. Vegas gets dropped, but Sandman still has to clear some of his own cobwebs loose.
Sandman to the outside where he likes it out there.
That's certainly a home away from home.
Oh, he went for the cane.
And I can't say I'm terribly surprised. And Vegas had it scouted. This onto the head. But Sandman, again, the durability, he's dazed, but he's not down. The duck, the White Russian leg sweep. Vegas down. Could this be all? Cover. Sandman drives with the legs and gets three.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, the Sandman!
I gotta think Jimmy wasn't 100% there, Joe.
He may not have been. We touched on the potential elbow injury.
Yeah.
Certainly the knee was injured early as well. Sandman dissected Vegas and was able to take him out. One of the most long-standing Norm Connors employees, the Sandman. He's hurt. He's battered. but he is victorious over Jimmy Vegas. Not the impression Vegas may have wanted to make, but then again with the Sandman, you don't have much else option. Hardcore icon is victorious. Jimmy Vegas may very well be on the injury. More to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live behind the scenes here at Call to Arms Weekend, a big celebration of past, present, future, hearing all the hot news in the locker room area. Please welcome my guest at this time, making his return, the IWC former heavyweight champion. He is Dean Radford. Dean, it's great to see you back here at IWC. You've been absent from active competition for a couple of years, but certainly you've been very busy competing abroad. My question to you, how does it feel to be home?
Joe, it feels great. The one thing I always loved is coming out here in front of these IWC fans, giving 110% and the North Bunners. So it wouldn't be an IWC weekend or a farewell without Dean Radford.
Well, let's talk about your opposition here tonight. You're against Logan Shulo, a young athlete who's made a great reputation for himself in just a year plus he's been competing. But certainly, you go back to North Carolina since age 14. Your reputation is tried and true here. It's veteran versus the youngster. What's your strategy going in?
You know, Joe, they compared him to me. They said he was a young Dean Radford. I don't know about that, Joe. I was pretty rough. But you know what? I've been to the top. I've been the IWC champion, and I'm back here in IWC now full time. This isn't a one-stop shop, baby. So, he might be good, but he's not at the top yet. So I'm going to keep my eyes on him. Tonight, he's going to learn a little bit of a lesson.
All right, all right, all right.
Dean Radford's back. He was to put me in my place, right? You know, many months ago, when you left this company, I shook your hand. I said, good luck. So much has changed since then, Dean. Like you said, people back just compared me to you. They said, hey, Logan, you kind of look like Dean Radford. No way! For a guy your size, you're really agile, just like me. Anymore, I hear these comparisons. It makes me sick. I take it as a personal insult because it's a joke, Dean. Let's face it, I'm better looking than you. I'm in better shape, and as far as what goes down in that ring, I'm better than you've ever been. But you did get one thing right. It is a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. But I am on my way. And it's only a matter of time before you and these people figure that out.
You hear the fans, Logan? You know, IWC's always been my home. I didn't leave. And while I'm gone, watching across the United States and different countries as well, you know, IWC realizes they know what eradication's all about. But tonight, you're going to find out why I've been dubbed the East Coast Killer.
Shall be joined by chest flexor for this match, as per Chuck McRoberts' request. Okay, I got that. Gargano might want to come out, but even still, the main event yours. Back at ringside after getting some hot news from the back, Joe Dabrowski here, and I've noticed Chess Flexor has joined us. I'm not sure why you're here, how you got here, who let you out of wherever you dwell, but welcome, Chess Flexor.
Thanks, Dombrowski. I hope I'm able to talk okay after getting my team kicked in. But I think I'm out here just, you know, these guys that I've trained with, one that taught me a little bit, Dean Radford. And one that I watched from basically nothing. Just training and learning and now having a few matches, getting a few wins, and wrestling Dean Radford and Logan Shulo.
So basically what we were trying to say there over top of Chuck is you have history with these guys.
We don't need to hear Chuck. We need to hear you and me excavate our voices and to find that diamond of commentary.
Excavate. All right. Well, we are set for one-on-one competition here. Two men very similar to one another. In Dean Radford and Logan Shulo. Radford, a former IWC champion, and certainly does not seem to have lost any of the size and power that made him so famous and made him so successful. Former IWC heavyweight champion back in 2004. I haven't seen him regularly in the past couple of years, but he says he's back to stay.
It seems like he hasn't lost the fanfare either.
Not at all. Also one of the most popular athletes of all time. And as we noted a moment ago, his history with Norm Connors goes back to age 14. So very fitting that he would be a part of this weekend.
What are you trying to say about Norm and Dean?
I'm trying to say that Dean Radford volunteered to help work security, set up rings at Steel City Wrestling, and pay his dues and ply his trade and earn his way into this business, which he's done a very good job of.
And he's looked up to Norm, and Norm's final weekend, Dean's here to show his support and to give it all for the fans and
That's right. With Dean Radford back for good, he's another individual that's going to be looking to impress new management, whoever that is. Do you have any hot news on who the new owner of IWC may be, Chess Flexor?
Hold on a second. My informant's right here with me. Let me see if they know.
Oh, please. Well, Shulo getting into a bit of a pushing game with Radford, and Radford pushes Shulo to the outside. Did you learn anything, Flexor?
My informant has nothing. Nothing at all.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good he's there then, isn't it? Shulo, a little game of chase here. Shulo's carrying less body weight than Radford, certainly the younger of the two as well, so the more he can utilize stamina and speed in this contest will be to his advantage. However, Radford, much like Shulo, one of the most agile big men we've ever seen here in IWC. We've seen Radford at 260 plus fly out the top rope, do a number of other impressive aerial maneuvers. Now going for the cover. Could be
a big 15-foot boot to the face, but it didn't take him out, Joe.
Boots 15 feet long? What are you talking about?
Well, it's 15 and it's feet.
Okay.
Right to the face. And he got the 1-2, but not the 3.
Glad we figured that one out. Radford, second turnbuckle on the inside. Could be guillotine leg drop time. It is a Radford staple. Could be all here. Only count of one again. Both these guys putting it all on the line here early. They're not going to lay down any longer than they need to try to milk a 2 count here because they know how important a win is.
I'm not noticing too much ring rust on Dean Radford, though.
Oh, well, Dean Radford's been competing all over the world, really. He's appeared in Japan. He has competed in the Southwest during his time around Arizona, New Mexico. Just because we haven't seen him here doesn't mean he's been sitting home on the couch.
You mean there's other places, especially of more importance than IWC?
Well, I never said they were necessarily more important, did I?
Then why would he not just stay here? What was his agenda?
Well, he had some outside endeavors in his personal life, but those are said and done. And Radford's passion has always been wrestling. It's always been his love.
Logan Shulo got a 1 count, but he did notice his ring presence as he pulled Dean Radford in to prevent him from getting to the rope.
A smart move by the youngster. Very astute point by you, Mr. Flexor.
Thank you. That was actually from my informant, but I'll take the credit.
Okay. The knee by Logan Shulo into the side of the back of Dean Radford. Logan Shulo is going to be part of a pretty zany 10-man tag match tomorrow night.
I heard about it.
He's going to be on the same team with Michael Facade, one of his top rivals. How's that going to work?
Well, as you know, they teamed before, and that worked out kind of well for them.
Not really, but...
I mean, kind of, as in they didn't just get their butts handed.
No.
Well,
I mean, that's a good point for a while, but I mean, at the end, it was Shulo betraying Facade, and it's been this since.
But you got to do what you got to do.
Well, I should be more intelligent to argue the moral fibers of somebody rather than chest flexor. Your family, your history with Jimmy DeMarco and all those fun guys.
Hey, Jimmy DeMarco is on his way to becoming a world champion.
Jimmy DeMarco may be the heavyweight champion in 24 hours. That's what, and he may be the most deserving in this company. And I'm a big fan of Jimmy. You know, personally, we're polar opposites, but I'm a big fan of what Jimmy's done here in this company. I'm a big fan of the sacrifices he's made and the mark he's made on in this business and this company, and that's going to be a pleasure to watch. But right now,
he's up against Shiima Xion, so you never know.
Oh, well, Shiima, recognized best, the heavyweight champion, and he's achieved so much at such a young age, and he is what he says he is. He's the best wrestler in this company.
Quit talking about that young age, and let's talk about this match. Shulo has him down and almost out, it looks like.
Arm drops 3 times. It's history. 2 and no. The arm shows life.
Vega caught in the sleeper hole. I just know this new management, he's going to come in, run left shot, and Johnny Gargano.
IWC match. Radford maybe going spine buster there. Another Radford specialty. Shulo scouted with a roll up for 2. And Shulo walks up the back of Radford and drives down with the leg drop right in the back of the head. They have a cover, 2 and
5 minutes on by 5 minutes.
and maybe a little frustration setting in for Shulo. As again, we see a little bit of glimpses of the past here as Radford, another of those athletes who is recognized as one of IWC's past, but wants to be part of the future as well. And a win here could really jumpstart that and impress this new management, whoever they are. You got to assume if they're not in the building, they're watching via satellite feed or something. So it's very important everybody impresses.
Can they hear your commentary on the satellite feed?
I'm not aware of that. That would be up to, maybe Tony F knows. I don't know.
If they can, then it would be worth it just to get the DVD then. Your voice alone, 10, 15 bucks, however much they get the deal for.
Well, I'm happy you've priced my voice at that level, and I appreciate that, but Logan Shulo is right now punishing Dean Radford, has the knee buried into the shoulder blades and stretching at the arms and shoulders, trying to neutralize the upper body power that Dean Radford is so capable of exploiting in his matchups. What do you think about this attitude of Logan Shulo? Used to be a quiet, mild-mannered kid, somebody who I don't know, used to watch train a lot at our coalition competition, but now with a rock star attitude here. Why does he need a mic stand?
Well, that rock star attitude might just take him to the top. You never know. I guess we'll find out after this match and the next couple of matches.
We could. Nice backbreaker there by Radford. Folds up all 230 or 40 pounds of Shulo. Right over the knee as referee Drew Taylor now at the 10 count.
Actually, it's just a 4 count so far.
Well, yes.
It's only a 10 count if they make it to 10.
Thank you. The goal is 10 if it's going to end in, you understand.
The goal is to stand up, Joe. I know. I was in there.
Well, yeah. How well did you do? Did you win that match?
I think I did pretty well.
Okay. Radford with the atomic drop right on the tailbone. Followed through clothesline. And Radford mounts the offensive here. Gets some momentum on his side. Radford with the slam.
Where's he going?
And he's going to the top turnbuckle.
What's he going to do?
I would assume some sort of offensive maneuver. And in this point, it's an elbow. Measures him, buried it. The deep hook for a near fall.
I think his sternum's hurting him, though. Could Dean take advantage of this and get the victory?
Absolutely, Logan Shulo's feeling the after effects. Radford might be thinking Radicator. It's what led him to the IWC title. Not yet. Shulo, power slam, nicely done. Can he trap him and hook him for 3? No.
He excavated that power slam right from his list of maneuvers.
That's a good place to take him. And Logan Shulo gonna go springboard. Potential axe handle there, but Radford counters him. Is this position for the Radicator? Yes! Radicator!
That's gotta be it, that's gotta be it.
Good night, Mr. Shulo.
And it is. So what's next for Dean Radford?
What's next for Dean Radford? What's next for all of us? We really don't know, but Dean Radford is victorious here this evening, and Dean Radford gets a major notch in the win column as far as the future, as far as the kickoff into 2010 goes. Radford looks back and as good or better shape than potentially ever before. And best Flexor, you may have to contend with Team Radford in the ring at one point.
Wait, all I got from that is you were saying that Team Radford looks good now. Looks better than he ever has.
He looks great, and you may have to contend with him. How would that feel?
2010 could be an interesting year. I don't know what's in store for me, but I can only hope the contract I sign have more Logan Shulo's name and Team Radford from the look of things right now, because Logan Shulo's flat on the ground.
No.
And Team Radford had his hand raised to fix it.
I think you're in trouble either way, but regardless, more action to come. A call to arms continues. Any chance is better than former champion Johnny Gargano, who begrudgingly joins me now.
Current Super Indy champion, haven't lost that belt yet, and his music brings back some memories, J-Rocc.
Former tag partner of yours on the way to the ring.
I jumped that guy.
And now he's the one with the title shot.
No, don't
imagine that.
Well, I'm the one with the belt. So, I mean, where's that going to get him, you know?
Other than the one holding up your pants, you don't have much of a belt at all, right?
Imaginary title shots get you nowhere, okay?
I think you should listen to your own advice. Michael Facade, victorious over Jason Gory to qualify for this matchup. I had Super Hentai joining me for that encounter, and he was very impressed and happy to see the level of competition in the Super Indy division to compete for a championship. It's not about grandstanding. It's not about egos. It's not about low blows.
Yeah, man.
It's about competition.
Facade and his freaking ego, man. Always brings up that spray paint can. Spray paint something derogatory.
He does not.
I saw him draw something that I'm not even going to bring up right now, okay? It was like it had two things and one thing, and you know what I'm talking about, and it was inappropriate.
For whom the bell tolls, Mr. Gargano. At one point it tolled for you, but tonight it may mean the death of Michael Facade's aspiration to be Super Indy champion. He is the Super Indy innovator. No one has embodied and personified the Super Indy championship in its near 8-year history more than Super Hentai, the only man to defend the championship in Japan, the longest reigning championship reign in the history of the belt, 51 weeks before being dethroned by AJ Styles. Super Hentai made Super Indy what it was and is now taking it to a whole new level.
I think I currently hold the longest reigning streak, actually. I've been going for good, I think it's my year long. Yeah, I think it's over a year. I've been holding that belt over a year.
You actually held the belt about 3 or 4 weeks before you were forced to relinquish it,
Well,
but that's okay.
That wasn't my fault, was it? Yep. I think Hentai has something to do with that.
You think Hentai gave you a back injury and forced, well, that could be possible.
Oh, you never know.
The controlled aggression and howling fury of Super Hentai set for action tonight.
Gentlemen, the following contest, set for one fall in a 30-minute time limit, is for the IWC Super Indy Championship. Introducing to you first in the ring and to my right, roaming the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping, weighing in at 200 pounds even, he's the challenger, the plumber, Michael Facade. And his opponent, in the ring and to my left, he weighs in at 190 pounds, and he is the IWC Super Indy Champion, Super Hentai. Your referee is Bobby Williams.
You know, Joe, last night I was sleeping in my bed, heard something outside, looked out there. Michael the Bomber Facade. He was creeping while I was sleeping.
Imagine that. He warned you.
He did. At least it said in his introduction. At least I know it's coming.
Well, as I mentioned, no one has personified Super Indy more than Super Hentai, and it would be very fitting if Hentai charged into this new era IWC, this kickoff in 2010, as the Super Indy champion, to take it in to that whole new era, into that whole new level. But to do it, he has to go to Michael the Bomber Facade, who is a very capable, game young athlete. He has held the tag team championship with someone very close to
I
you.
won it. Yep, I won it.
He has pinned John McChesney. He's competed in Super Indies prior. So Michael Facade knows the level of competition. And as I mentioned, he defeated Jason Gory a month ago at November Pain to earn this opportunity.
You know, you look at this match, this is a very, I wouldn't say even matchup, but I'd say they both have their own special skills. They both have their own niche. They both have it, you know. Michael Facade with that speed, flexibility. Super Hentai with that power, that aggression. You know, it's a very even matchup, I'd say, with those two things in mind.
And both these athletes with a strong Japanese influence. Hentai has competed there. Facade has studied the culture and the style very well. Facade, similar to guys like Sabu, Hayabusa, with how he combines the martial arts with high flying and a solid ground game as well. Ooh, Hentai swings through the rope.
That was nifty. Now these two men are looking for the Ichni-ban. I don't know if that's how you say 1, 2, 3 in Japanese, but I'm going to say that's how you say Japanese.
I think that's correct.
Oh, man, look at me. Look at me go.
Side with a side headlock. Basic chain wrestling thus far. Both men don't want to make a mistake because if anyone does, they know the opponent's certainly capable enough to capitalize on it instantaneously. That
These
could
two
be
know each other pretty well, too, on the match.
Oh, Hentai was a big influence in Facade's career. Big-time mentor, a teacher for a number of years.
Kind of like me.
Okay,
He didn't really listen to me, though, so.
I wonder why. Leg drop by Facade, nicely done. Not sure he got all of it or any of it for that matter.
I don't think he got any. I think Hentai ducked out of the way.
Going so fast, but both men, can you top this early on? But Hentai with the mule kick.
Oh.
Ouch. And I don't know if that, I don't know if you could hear that impact at home, but all of us here live could not only hear that impact, we could feel that impact.
I got a headache, man. Oh, man.
Facade gets elevated, and I would not be surprised if that one game changer, that one headbutt, would be enough to take Facade out of the dynamic of the rest of this match.
You look at Hentai here. He may be going for, no, that doesn't look like it. But Hentai, he's got that striking ability that can change the momentum of the match in a blink of an eye. But again, Michael Facade with that speed, that high flying ability, that can also change the.
Wait. Facade's still trying to shake the cobwebs.
Looks like Hentai's giving him time, though.
I know. Yeah, well, he respects Facade a lot. But it's all about competition. The springboard somersault plancha. Beautifully done. Sends Facade to the outside. And Hentai is feeling it. And keep in mind the Super Indy division, Super Indy title, the brainchild of Norm Connors, and it's certainly going to go out in high stakes with all the spotlight shining bright on perhaps the best Super Indy athlete in history. And again, we mentioned the control aggression of Hentai.
Here we go.
The first big strike of that headbutt changed the tone of this contest. But
watch the bomber. This is where he shines. Hentai knows it.
Step ahead. Duck of the clothesline. The springboard. The moonsault. Nobody home. And Facade sent for a loop with that clothesline.
If you're sitting at home and you wonder what it's like to be hit by Super Hentai, just listen in. Just take a listen. You'll hear it.
You know from experience.
Oh, no. Wait, what? I wrestled Super Hentai? I don't remember.
Pound for pound, there is nobody tougher. With the possible exception of Daizee Haze, we mentioned earlier, but nobody tougher, certainly nobody stronger than Super Hentai, and maybe not with a stronger head either. And that's the second time, and if Facade's bell wasn't rung before, you can bet it is now.
For whom the bell tolls. That's why,
there you go.
There we go. That makes sense now.
Hentai. Facade tried to kick his legs to get free from the grasp, but just didn't have enough power left. I'm not sure if Facade knows where he is. Watch Hentai. Look out. Live to fly. Fly to live. It's aces high. With a near fall, Facade gets the shoulder up.
You rattled that off. Look at you go, man. I'm here with a professional.
Hentai.
Professionally stupid.
Almost with a victory there. Whoever gets the victory is going to earn this, that's for sure. Facade has been training so diligently for this opportunity. And he gets a quick roll-up out of this. And notice Facade bridging the weight back on top of the upper body of Hentai. But all for naught.
5 minutes has elapsed. 5 minutes.
Well, if Hentai is dead set and determined.
He's feeling it
on making an impression.
He must have ate his Wheaties.
Making a big time impression on the new management, whoever it is.
I know who it is.
You don't know a thing. Give me a break. You're gonna be the last to know.
It may be me. You don't know.
Facade trying to take away the vertical base of Hentai now, chop him down with a third headbutt. And Hentai, as I'm feeling I'll be haunted from some of the ghosts of my past in this weekend here, but be that as it may. I'm having a premonition, but right now, Facade is having a premonition of what could be in this matchup before it's over, as Hentai has dazed him with 3 headbutts.
Oh.
Back and forth action continues. Hentai was dazed right to the external occipital protuberance.
Watch this, I've felt this before.
Look out. Up and down with a leg drop.
You usually like to catch him with a springboard spinning wheel kick after this. Let's see if he goes for it.
Well, is he clear enough in the head? No. That hesitation allowed Hentai to grab the ropes and take him down. And Facade landed very awkwardly.
You watch this match, Facade's gonna have to change his game plan completely because it seems like Hentai is one step ahead of everything he's trying to do.
Oh, God! Pile driver. Good night. Hello, Memphis. Goodbye, Facade. No, he kicked out. I'm surprised. I am very surprised Facade was able to escape one of the most dangerous maneuvers in this business, banned from a lot of places in this business, the pile driver.
Yeah. That's all I gotta add to that. Oh!
That martial arts of Facade once again.
Holy!
Oh my God! A mid-air adjustment and springs back with a Russian leg sweep. And both men landed very high, very awkwardly, right in the back of their necks.
These two are popping out things you've never even seen before, ladies and gentlemen.
Hentai's got Facade scouted. Bottom line. Up top, Hentai could be going for triple knees. On the very top, no, a swanton.
Deviated from the game plan. Deviated from the game plan. You can't do that, Hentai. Come on.
And Hentai knows that normally, but he also knows how tough and resilient Facade is. Who is still fighting. He may have a concussion at this point, but he's still fighting. Ooh. What's this? Good setup. Thought he might be going for that Arashikage driver, but not yet. The back heel trip. Hentai down. Hentai cover near fall. Facade back to his feet, but again, you got to question it. How clearly he's thinking. How much impact those kicks have. They're staggering Hentai, but not taking him down. Fisherman suplex. Beautiful bridge. Excellent neck strength, but still not enough.
You got to wonder if that was the smartest move, too. I mean, he's got a lot of head problems in this match. He just bridged back right on that head. So you have to see if that took its toll. A lot of things right now. The head is a very valuable part of it. Oh, here we go.
That's right. That could be the one mistake Hentai can exploit, but not yet. Arabian moonsault, new champion, no. There's nothing more Facade can do here.
That's been the one Facade staple he's been able to hit so far. If he builds the momentum, he might be able to hit a couple more.
Arashikage coming up. I was about to say, there's nothing more he can do to impress management than win the Super. He's in then, but check this out. Davey Boy Smith action coming up with a power slam. Facade counters. Arashikage, no, a counter again. Stalemate. Hentai with the elbow. The double palm strike. Is it done? No. But you notice a lot less luster coming from those kickouts from Michael Facade.
Maybe going on purely instinct, Joe. You hear that 1, the 2, you just get that shoulder up.
Hentai having trouble getting his own footing. This matchup has taken so much out of both athletes. But Facade, credit to him, testament to him, back up fighting. And Hentai now in a precarious position.
Oh.
Ouch.
That's not good. That's not good for a concussion.
And I'm trying to lay out. You can hear the thud in the distance. And if that didn't bust both these guys open, I'll be shocked. And now, the knees from the top. Facade can't have any idea where he is right now. Not a clue.
Your winner and still the IWC Super Indy Champion, Super Hentai.
Hard-fought contest, and as we said, whoever wins this matchup is going to earn it. Hentai did just that.
Well, kind of. I mean, Hentai, you know, he's gotta give it. No, you don't know. He won the match. That's it. He won. I'm still a Super Indy champ, but he won. That's it.
Hentai is still the Super Indy champion, looking to eclipse his previous accomplishments. It'll be a year come May. He's halfway there now. Can Hentai make it? Can Hentai take Super Indy to all new levels? That's what we're going to find out. But certainly, with gentlemen like you and Johnny Gargano waiting in the wings, that's easier said than done.
I've already got the. What belt does he have again? That's like the Hentai Invitational Gauntlet Battle Royal title, isn't it? That's not the Super Indy title. Because I got that at home.
So give it up to Michael Facade. Former partner of yours, gave it his heart and soul in this
My
match.
former protege, kid I took under my wing, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is our IWC 4-team scramble match set for one fall and a 30-minute time limit. Introducing to you first, with a special ring introduction, they are from the Dog Pound section of Cleveland, Ohio. At a combined weight of Cleveland 13 and Pittsburgh 6. The team of the Big Daddy of Destruction, J-Rocc, Rowe. Here they are, the Cleveland Mafia.
At ringside is Joe Dombrowski, once again joined by Ken Cole. And throughout the history of IWC, especially the past 3 or so years, one of the things they've been known for, we've been known for the most, are these high-octane, adrenaline-fueled, high-flying, unpredictable 4 and sometimes even 5-team elimination matchups. And we're about set to see one of those right here. A perfect way to cap off this era of IWC, to revisit the 4-team method one more time. And one of these teams has been in the forefront of it, the Cleveland Mafia.
And they're taking that win over Pittsburgh. It's going to their heads. You know, one of the 11 teams.
Quite literally.
They win what, 2 games now, and they're automatically Cleveland's great. Oh my God.
Well, you got to enjoy them when they happen. But one thing, the Cleveland Mafia, they're no stranger to wins. Rowe and J-Rocc, former tag team champions, they've had a very rocky relationship the past couple of years. It's been very love-hate, but it seems ever since this past summer or so, they've been back on the same page, and they've been back working as a cohesive unit, and that's what they're going to need to do here to survive in this matchup. But really, Ken, all 4 of these teams, solidarity can be made a question of.
Joe, I think this is one thing we wouldn't have to worry about solidarity with. These 2 have been on the same page, tearing up the tag team scene everywhere. The other 3 teams we're not so sure about, but these guys, I think they have their cards in order. They might be my pick to win this match.
Sexual Harassment are the most tight-knit unit in this matchup traditionally. However, keep in mind, Justin Idol's recent attempts at branching out into singles competition and pursue the Super Indy title may build a little bit of rust in their chemistry. Add to that, the Sexual Harassment will be on opposite teams tomorrow night in the 10-man tag team matchup, and the teams chosen individually by Jimmy Vegas and Super Hentai, and you gotta wonder what their frame of mind is right now.
If they're smart, they put that out of their, get that out of their heads, concentrate on tonight, get the big win, maybe put them up for a tag team title shot.
Right you are.
Team number 3 at a total combined weight of 416 pounds. The team of Jason Gory, IWC Heavyweight Champion Shiima. They are Heel Heat.
What? clearly not on the same page. They do not get along, stemming from a public dressing down from Shiima to Gory a month ago, stating that Shiima Xion have been all over the world and I'm the heavyweight champion. But Jason Gory, you're the exact same place you were when you started. Harsh words, maybe a little bit too far, but they seem to have hit a chord with Jason Gory, and these two definitely do not see eye to eye anymore. No longer Babyface Fire. Apparently Shiima's changed his name to Heel Heat. I'm not sure what that means, but there was a lot of heat between Jason Gory and Shiima Xion.
That's because Gory's jealous of everything Shiima has. Well, as you said, Shiima's been all over the place. Gory's still here. Gory is jealous.
52 pounds. Introducing to you first, Marshall Gambino. His partner. He's the #1 contender for the IWC Championship. Jimmy Delicious DeMarco. They are
The family, well, look at that. Jimmy DeMarco wants Shiima Xion. Jimmy DeMarco wants a piece of Shiima Xion's ass. And we're not wasting any time here.
And the Cleveland Mafia is being smart here. They're just standing in the ring watching it go down.
DeMarco and Shiima has become ultra personal. And it's the first time they have been in a ring with one another, and they've not even made it to the ring yet in many, many months. And this has gone above and beyond the matchup right now. It's become so personal. Former best friends, but Shiima Xion's jealousy led to him calling a hit on his own former best friend. It's sickening, it's repulsive, it's vile, and DeMarco has every right to attempt to tear Shiima Xion's head off. But you talk about that cohesion, the family. At one point we thought they were inseparable, but they've had their wars over the past year or so as well. So all of these teams have a checkered past in one form or another. But you make a great point, Ken. Whoever wins this matchup has got to be #1 contender for the tag titles into the new year, assuming the family doesn't win the titles tomorrow, Mickey and Marshall, because one team tomorrow is leaving IWC. There's going to be an open spot near the top. And you can make a case for these four factions, dynasties. Some of them have had different members over the years. But I'll tell you what, you can make a case for these four, and since we're talking about history, you got to throw in the devil's advocates as well, as being the most decorated and successful tag team factions in the history of this organization.
Without a doubt, Joe. I guess we got a little confusion on who's going to start here.
A little confusion. The individual teams can't get along. How's the official going to narrow this down? What do you think of the new threads of Shiima Xion?
We may need a second ref out here for this one, Joe.
We may need 4 or 5. And Jimmy DeMarco wants to start, and that's Jimmy DeMarco's MO. And sure, he's been the Prime Minister perversion, and he makes us laugh. But bottom line is, no one has ever been more eager to get into a fight. No one has been more eager to sacrifice for this business than Jimmy DeMarco.
We're going to get a preview for tomorrow night, Joe.
Are we going to? No. Shiima sacrifices Jason Gory. I give credit to the official for maintaining order, at least getting order to begin with to start this match. But now it's Gory and DeMarco. And DeMarco, oh, come on. He wants no part of Gory. And there you see the spitting towards Shiima Xion. DeMarco wasting no time getting physical. I don't think that's a slight at Jason Gory. I don't think there's any personal animosity there any longer. But this is a straight-up message towards Shiima Xion. This, sir, is what's in your future. Gory now in the ring with 280 of Marshall the Bull.
Maybe the biggest man in the match and the smallest man in the match right now.
That's true, and Marshall went to sit out nobody home, and Gory using that lightning-fast quickness that has gotten him so far. Gory is a former Super Indy champion, multiple-time tag champion. Regardless of what Shiima would like us to think, Gory has been damn successful in IWC. But you can't mess with gravity. And there you see Marshall taking Gory 6 inches from hell.
Look at Cleveland Mafia sneaking up from behind.
Picking an opening. That's what it's got to be all about here. It's not just mass chaos. It's got to be about strategy as well. And they caught Harassment sleeping as well.
Now, Joe, is there any tags in this, or is it just when somebody leaves the ring, you come in?
There are tags, but let's face it, once everybody stops wanting to tag, how are you going to get them to start again?
True.
Drew Taylor is only one man. He's a capable man, but he's one man. In the ring with 8 behemoths. 9 if you count Taylor, 10 if you count Flexor. There's no way to keep track of this. Tag into Rowe. Baddest man, bottom line. Former heavyweight champion.
That was a bad right hand, too.
Absolutely was. An emotionless assassin for so long. A man who many have said, if he continued to walk straight and narrow, would have won the championship anyway. And quite frankly, may still be champion today.
Oh, he pulled him up, Joe. He didn't let the count happen. He pulled him up.
That's a mistake. If you can get a body out of here, you do it. Tag to J-Rocc. J-Rocc has always had a large mouth on it, has always had no shortage of confidence, but more often than not, he does back it up.
And the Mafia are making quick tags here.
They are.
Look at that, they're handing him off, Joe.
Unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen that. A midair handoff.
That's power there.
And down across the knees. Expertly done by the Cleveland Mafia. And Rowe wants no adulation from any Pittsburgh-based fans. Stuck to the clothesline. Maybe the most underrated athlete in this match, in this organization.
Idol needs to get out of there now.
Oh, without a doubt. I noticed not only are the Mafia making frequent tags, they've made all these tags within their own corner, with the people they feel most comfortable with and mesh the best with.
And now you got Shane Taylor interfering over here.
And that's 375 pounds of bad attitude himself. And who's going to stop him? Chest flexor? Tough as nails, but I'm sorry, no. The Mafia have always done what they want to do. They played by their own rules. That's what's given them so much success.
You know, Chest was telling me in the back that he had to carry you on commentary out here.
Excuse me?
Chest was talking about how he carried you on commentary out here.
I somewhat remember that differently, but be that as it may, Justin Adams just got carried right into Ray Rowe's knee, and now a terrible towel.
Oh, they remember what happened to the Titans. Oh, the Mafia have been cursed now.
And Eric Ecstasy, he has a lot of things in his private life I don't want to talk about, but he is a Steelers fan on top of that as well, and he was offended by that.
So were the Gambino.
Absolutely right. Here comes Shiima. Mr. Dropkick. Marshall is down, and Shiima, notice, he waits till Jimmy DeMarco's back is turned to tag into this contest. This is a powder keg ready to explode. It will tomorrow night, if it doesn't already, before this match is done.
Marshall pulling the hair there. That's illegal. Where's the ref on him about that?
I think the ref's just happy we have 2 people in the ring right now. Huge knife edge. No love lost between the family and Shiima Xion either. They both physically and psychologically hurt each other in any way you can figure. Shiima, every corner is enemy territory here. Shiima, head of steam, springs up and crashes down with a tornado DDT on 280 of the bull. And now, a photo op, an old school photo, and DeMarco wants a piece. All this showboating is very easily getting under DeMarco's skin because of how badly DeMarco's been hurt, professionally and personally, by this situation. They say the ones you love the most can hurt you the most. That's what happened with DeMarco and Shiima Xion. Oh no, last time, what Ray was referring to is the constant barrage of elbows to the head that busted Jimmy DeMarco wide open and forced the match to be stopped. And DeMarco trying to fight, trying to battle. DeMarco's not backed down from any fight in his entire career. Oh, wait a second, suplex. Idol counters. Here comes Gory, and
suplex.
Yeah, you can pretty much guess how it's going to end up from here. And Shiima, again, waits till everybody's in position, and DeMarco's on the entire other end before he gets involved. Quadruple suplex, quadruple counter. And we get a little from column A, a little from column B. That one's a wash, Ken.
I got a question for you, Joe. Who's legal?
Yes.
Just pick two guys, huh?
I believe it was Rowe and DeMarco once it all broke down to chaos and discombobulation. Rowe with the overhead release suplex. Sends Gory all the way across the ring. And Idol, there you see the emotionless assassin. The controlled frenzy of Ray Rowe. One for the delicious one. And Shiima and DeMarco have a lot bigger problems than each other right now. And Shiima and Rowe have a business relationship. That got Rowe released. And look out! Option B wasn't that much better. And strange bedfellows here, no pun intended.
Didn't last long.
Not at all. Rowe collides with Eric. And Marshall just going to pepper Ray Rowe with right hands. Center of the ring. Each athlete brings such a different dynamic to this matchup. You got power.
Marshall calling for the finish here.
Oh, this could be the end for a lot of people if Marshall connects this. But Gory and Idol on the same wavelength. And Marshall in trouble. That is no man's land for a man that size. And we got brawling on the outside of the ring too. Watch Shiima. Shiima gonna turn the tides here, but here comes J-Rocc. Here comes Eric Ecstasy.
Shimmy sneaking up on the outside.
And we got about, 5 or 6 men perched on this turnbuckle, and now another 2 to help. Look out, Tower of Doom! Marshall hangs on somehow, but a bad landing for everybody else. But Ray Rowe, oh no. Look out! From the top. That's over 500 pounds total. Crashing down to the canvas. And Ray Rowe, much like we've seen many times in the past, the only man in the ring standing. But may not be for long.
We got Eric getting back to his feet.
Shane Taylor's taking cheap shots on the outside. Flexor's got no idea what to do. This is essentially turned into a 10-man match. Eric wants to regroup. Bald Fury, what?
I think Eric wants to dive.
A double dive? No. What? No, people, no. No. Hide your eye.
I don't think that was very smart.
Oh, no. Well, that wasn't a dive, but it was high risk. But nothing compared to this. Watch Ray Rowe. And that's about 250 colliding with 4 or 5 bodies.
He just bowled a straight there.
Marshall and Gory, the only men left in the ring. Let's call that legal then.
Sure.
Again, rich history. Lock in the right, Gory fighting for his life here. Fighting for everything he has against the bigger man. Look out! The outside moonsault. Gory had eyes in the back of his head and knew he could get 6 for the price of 1. Was it worth it? We won't know until we see who's first to their feet. But Gory showing the agility.
I think the crowd wants Marshall to dive.
Oh, dear Lord. I've seen a lot in 7 years of sitting here. Norm's seen a lot in 16 years of doing this. But this may be a last memory for somebody. Oh, Lord. Marshall, and there you see why near 300 pounders don't go to the top. but undeterred, the baby bull is growing wings. Look out! And DeMarco, of all people, smart enough to get out of the way. You gotta love it. DeMarco, the only man standing. Will we see the same thing at the end of tomorrow night? If we do, that's our new champion.
Oh, we got Shiima sneaking up behind Jimmy here.
This is what we've been waiting for. Oh, come on. The low blow. And now with DeMarco neutralized, Shiima wants a piece of DeMarco now.
Call for a chair from Shane Taylor on the outside.
It won't be like this tomorrow night. Hey, Gory. Gory takes the chair. Gory, I think has more respect for DeMarco than he does Shiima right now. Gory having a decent moment at least. Well, watch this. Gory elevated. Wait. Shiima just hit the face eraser, the hostile makeover on his own partner. DeMarco was going for C4, and Shiima backed off. Gambino running tomorrow night, but Shiima has proven he wants no part of his former best friend. He has proven DeMarco is a dangerous threat to the title. And they got bodies flying over here.
Look at Shane Taylor. He's not even in a match in the ring.
What the hell is this? DeMarco, C4. One-hitter quitter from J-Rocc now. DeMarco counter. C4 to J-Rocc. And Shiima, there you see, we're gonna see the altercation. No, look out, death row.
Shiima knew what he was doing there. He distracted Jimmy.
That's right, and that's it. Shiima's heavy Rowe did the job, and the Mafia got the job done.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the team of J-Rocc and Rowe, the Cleveland Mafia.
Shiima clearly had no interest in the tag title. Didn't like Gory, and he wants to be the heavyweight champion for a long time to come, and that's why he set that up with Rowe. But now the assault continues on Jimmy DeMarco. Shiima Xion does not want Jimmy DeMarco at 100%, and I question if DeMarco was before this match started. But either way, and now crossface, a debilitating maneuver, a menacing maneuver, and Shiima Xion surrounded by his 3 hired thugs.
And Jimmy's tapping out in there, Joe.
He's picking his spot. Shiima Xion sending a message before the championship match of both these men's careers tomorrow night. And Marshall, Flexor, the cavalry has arrived. Shiima has been chased away.
But the damage has already been done, Joe.
It has indeed been done. Xion attempting to collect his own hit, his own bounty.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the team of J-Rocc and Rowe, the Cleveland Mafia. And ladies and gentlemen, the champion of IWC, Shiima Xion.
Look out. There is a very uncomfortable feeling in the air right now as these factions confront one another. Shiima Xion, that man right there, is the heavyweight champion. DeMarco is left laying in a crumpled heap. His body may be broken. If Shiima Xion does the same thing tomorrow, if Shiima Xion can accomplish this once again tomorrow, he will remain IWC champion. Will Shiima Xion reign supreme tomorrow night at the end of an era? Full circle, a call to arms. Xion, DeMarco, personal pride and professional retribution.